It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Hey, fuck all that industry standard visions of grandeur. I make a living from spitting this grammar. Where's my manners? I'm getting rich like a bitch on my channel, waving my banner, and my name is my name. Some niggas wish they had the same. I put them on game, but did they listen? No. Or did they pay attention? No. I'm breaking digits and making some great conditions. I waited in distance. Y'all niggas snakes in the distance. Separate plates from the dishes. Y'all couldn't tell me the difference, dog. I'm on some enemies. Get the green quick before the trigger squeeze. Pistol gripping niggas hit the switch, a nigga be a sin. I don't wanna be the nigga dead, bleeding from the center of his head. Shout out to my niggas in the Fed, wish you niggas had a bigger bed. Guess I made my grave from a root. Tell my story in the song, let me take it to the boot. Another black man lost, but at least I found love. Home life been fulfilling, at least it's better than the drug, nigga. Digging deep, I'm folding out and never sleep, it's no reclining. Rest on me, we multiplying, yes indeed, my soul refining. Rest of my hopes are rising. Best to be more open-minded, recipe for golden timing. They can't demon folding out and never sleep, it's no reclining. Rest on me, we multiplying, yes indeed, my soul refining. Rest to my hopes are rising. Best to be more open-minded. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this afternoon. So in this video, we're going to be talking about Kendrick Lamar and this video that I came across from the Mallory brothers, okay? Now, I'm going to do my best to just stick to the content, stick to what it is that they're saying, because I feel like what it is that they're saying in this video regarding Kendrick Lamar is a byproduct of other opinions on the internet. So I don't necessarily want to like go at the Mallory brothers, but I do want to dissect what it is that they're saying, okay? So they've got a video that's circulating where they're talking about Kendrick Lamar's upcoming album whenever it drops. We don't have a date. We don't have much information, as if we ever would, about when or if Kendrick Lamar is dropping. We do have news about a feature from Kendrick Lamar that's coming on DJ Dahi's album, which I think drops, what is it, this week or next week? So I am looking forward to that because, of course, any opportunity to hear Kendrick at all is always a treat. I've seen somebody who allegedly heard the feature and they say it's something that's going to be super different than what anybody would expect. The snippet from the preview of DJ Dahi's project does sound pretty jazzy. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is kind of like in a similar vein to like that Flying Lotus, Never Catch Me, or if he goes into, hell, he might fuck around and sing on that bitch. I don't know. We don't never know what Kendrick's finna do. I'm not going to try to put my finger on it. But outside of the feature coming up, we don't know what Kendrick has planned, right? But they're basically saying that whenever he drops his next album, it's going to be the most important album of his career. Okay? Off rip, I don't understand what the hell that's supposed to mean. Like an artist who has 6 like exemplary albums, genre standard albums. You know what I'm saying? Trailblazing. Like, he is the leader of the pack, has been for years. There is no most important album like his career is riding on anything. So just that notion already, I'm rejecting it off the rip. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up the video just to try to get a little bit of insight as to what they mean. Okay? So let's do it. All right. Mallory Bros say Kendrick Lamar's next album is the most important of his career. They argue Kendrick is facing more criticism than ever before, saying his next project will have to answer the growing expectations and scrutiny surrounding his catalog. They also say Drake and J. Cole both put respect back on their names with their latest albums, making Kendrick's next move even bigger. What the hell are y'all talking about, bruh? What are y'all talking about?
Kendrick, that was my reservation with GNX, is that it was the first album that he had that didn't take you down a journey of, and it was just him popping out having fun. I think his next album is one of his most important. Do you know that?
Of course.
I feel like you already solidified your spot with Grrrls, and I don't rock with you niggas, man.
And we said that about Drizzy, and he put it out. Kendrick, look, we said it about Cole, and Cole put it out. We said that Kendrick needed to show something.
Kendrick's next project is one of his most important.
It is.
Because it will be the first time you putting out a project with this much hate. That's the fact that motherfuckers don't want to talk about. Because there's a lot of people that's throwing slights at Kendrick, especially we ain't gonna talk about the Lupe shit for real, because it's not really a conversation, but like, there's people that's saying stuff about Kendrick that's like,
what was the Lupe
okay,
shit?
y'all. Lupe Fiasco basically had been at odds or trying to be at odds with Kendrick for years.
Was this what he said? Kendrick rap this, but
he
I
basically
got more
tried to
words
say he got better albums than me, and he got a better team and better. But when it comes to lyricism, I feel like it's a lot of cherry picking. Like, there's a lot of cherry picking, and with that type of take comes people saying stuff like Kendrick's this. You see a lot more people as a result of the beef saying stuff like Kendrick's never been this or Kendrick is that, or people looking to look down on his work.
Lies.
And I think this is gonna be the first time he put out a project where you need to shut motherfuckers up. Because GNX was fun, but even people try shit on that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah.
Some of the lyrics in that joint. And I am looking forward to what journey you take us on next. Because your next album can't be more fun. You gotta do what you normally do. You know what I'm saying? Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, Mr. Morale are all journeys of your life. If you're gonna take some time off, I'm cool with it. Oh, but that next one, where do we go? You know what I'm saying? It can't be, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said this is gonna be a super important album.
Right.
Not that he has to prove himself, because motherfuckers like to take shit too far. But like, I do think it's gonna be important for us to see.
All right, I tried to sit through this comfortably. How can you put a qualifier out there to say not that he has to prove himself, while simultaneously putting out this PSA of sorts to say this is going to be his most important album? In order for it to be the most important album from your vantage point, he has to prove something. That is a direct statement saying you need to prove yourself all over again. So the contradictory statements, the word salad that's going on here to try to create some sort of, I don't know what you're trying to create here. I don't know if you're trying to create pressure, because that's not even an issue. If you're trying to create public discourse, because it sounds like you're trying to refute some of the public discourse of what people put out on GNX, and people, you know, all of a sudden having like this, these hate groups going up against Kendrick or what have you, which is becoming more commonplace in hip hop, more so than we've ever seen. We've never seen just groups of hate groups attacking artists, whether it be folks going at Kendrick, whether it be folks going at J. Cole, folks going at Drake, and so on. The list goes on. Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B. It's all over the place. As much as people have fans and stan groups, there's also anti-stan or anti-fan groups who just dedicate time out of their lives or dedicate money out of their pocket to buy bots to go against, which I think is really ruining conversation, period. Not just in hip hop, but just in society as we engage on these platforms that were made for us to engage with other people with common interests. Is actually doing the opposite, which is why I'm being a lot more stern about how people speak on my channel. But anyway, it doesn't make sense. On one hand, you say this is the most important album from Kendrick because of all of these extenuating factors. And then you say, by no means am I saying he has to prove anything. Yes, by proxy, you creating this video, this statement, this idea, you're directly saying you need to prove something to me and the rest of these people. That's exactly what you're doing. So that doesn't make no sense.
I think it's going to be super important based on what the field looked like. A lot of even some of the stuff that I thought was in retrospect, my respect was probably a Power Ranger. I bet that was fire. Nigga shit on it. Never seen something like that before. Kendrick. So that's why I feel like.
And it's going to be a lot of bullshit though, Terrell. You're going to see a lot of people hating for no reason.
Yeah. But think about Drizzy. Drizzy has a lot of haters, but I'm sorry. He put out an album that even... It's a fact, and that's why I say
The nigga did everything.
What's a fact?
that he had to do.
Hold on. What was the fact? Because he didn't even finish his statement. What was the fact? Drizzy put an album that was. That's a fact. Drizzy put out an album that was what? That shit stank, boy. That shit stank. He got a couple hits. I'm not gonna take away from Drake solidifying a couple hits. People are debating whether those were organic hits or if they've been bought and paid for by the bot system. But what's the song that's in the top 5 right now? Shit, I can't even think of the name of the song. He got one that's up there. Janice, Shut the Fuck Up. That's number 4 on the Hot 100 charts right now. I don't even know. I thought the big one was Shebang. That's the one that I'm hearing more often than not is Shebang. And Shebang ain't even nowhere near. You know what I'm saying? But somehow Janice Shut the Fuck Up is the big one. How? I don't know, but it's not my place to know because I'm not the demographic that's playing it. You know what I'm saying? But the album overall was not good. The other 2 albums that he dropped don't even fucking count. You know what I'm saying? They were so terrible that people just literally wrote them off as label throwaways to get out the deal, which we still don't even have proof that he did that. You know what I'm saying? So where was the fact? Drake put out an album that was, that's a fact. Drake put out an album that was what? Because I didn't like any of it. And I literally came on here and played the album, giving people the disclaimer that if I like music off this album, I'm going to say so. I'm not going to just fall into the hate train of the music just because that's the popular thing. If there's something I like musically, I'm going to say so. I didn't hear much that was special. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. It performed. It sold numbers. Across 3 albums, he sold almost 700,000. Kudos. Congratulations. But I thought we'd be having music conversations. I don't be hearing nothing about Drake's musicality when his music comes up in conversations. That's the part that makes me confused all the time. Niggas critique Kendrick. Niggas critique Cole for his bars, his singing, his beats. I critiqued him for that with the Fall Off. But at least we talk about their music when their names come up. When it comes to Drake, it's always the numbers, the success, and him just being the numbers guy. That's all that ever comes up. So what is it about him that he gets a pass on his actual quality of music? Whatever, we're gonna get back to this.
Kendrick's next album is definitely one of his most important just because of the simple fact that the other big 3 that you said fuck, they both went and got number 1s. Oh, I have no doubts that he'll go get number 1. No doubt.
But this
he
my
never
thing.
have not done that.
I
I guess I
just
should
mean-
change my tune. All I'm saying is Drake put the album.
I've been saving this point the whole time. In what fucking world did Kendrick not drop first? I've been saving this the whole video. I've just been sitting on this one point, hoping that y'all would come back around and clean this shit up, but you didn't. In what world was Kendrick not the first out of the so-called big 3 to drop his album without, for lack of a better term, drop his nuts on niggas and say, this is what I'm doing on a random fucking Friday afternoon? Random fucking Friday afternoon, had a half day of tracking for the albums, didn't have no vinyl, no CDs, no pre-sales, no pre-order, no announcement, no nothing. Nigga dropped on a random fucking Friday afternoon with a promo video to a song that wasn't even on the fucking album. And then the next thing you know, the album was out. Y'all talking about this the most important album from Kendrick Lamar or one of the most so that he could prove himself. But this is the same conversation that niggas was having after Not Like Us came out. Oh, we got to see what Kendrick Lamar gonna do. This is gonna be real important. He just won with Drake. How's he gonna follow this up? Is he gonna ride on that success? Is he gonna put Not Like Us on the album? Is he gonna put the rest of the diss songs, the other 5+5 on the album? Is he gonna put all the diss records on the album? Is he gonna put Euphoria on the album? That don't seem like something he would do. What's he going to talk about not associated with Drake now that he won? Is he going to keep continuing to ride that out? What's he going to do? This is his most important album. I don't think Kendrick Lamar has ever had this much attention on him, which is a fucking lie. What do you guys be talking about, bro? Respectfully. Everybody has freedom of speech. Say what you want, think what you want. But if you're going to come on the internet and say that this is the most important album for Kendrick Lamar, at least have a fucking train of thought to back it up. Twitter haters is not strong enough to say you got to prove yourself to the public. The buying public bought the fucking album. The buying public put damn near 300,000 up despite a short week of tracking with no preemptive get ready for the album. We didn't know what the album was. We didn't know when it was coming. We didn't know the title. We didn't know no concept. We didn't even know he was literally outside. That nigga dropped Watch the Party Die on a random day like on Instagram during the VMAs. That was the only indication that we knew he was still working on music towards some new shit. Next thing you know, we get an album a couple months later. That was the so-called most important album. Because they said, what is he going to do? He ain't going to do nothing but put Not Like Us on the album, and that's going to account for most of the sales. Not Like Us wasn't even on that bitch. Album comes out, Not Like Us shoots back up the motherfucking charts anyway. Not Like Us done shot up the motherfucking charts 3-4 times since then without no extra promotion coming from him or his team. What do you mean the most important? That's like saying Jay-Z's Yankee Stadium show is the most important series of shows in his entire career. What? What? You mean a 30-year career? What? Kendrick been out there 15 years dropping number ones. The album that dropped on a random day went number one. How dare you talk about what J. Cole and Drake did going number one when this nigga went number one first after the beef? Y'all act like Luther didn't happen. I don't know what it is with the hip hop podcast erasure of Luther being number one for 13 weeks and being forced out of the Billboard charts on a random ass day because Billboard changed the rules. But people want to act like that shit never happened. How could you ever say that this is his most important album when the last album spawned the most important hip hop tour of all time? What do niggas be talking about? I really don't even want to play the last 2 minutes of this because I feel like y'all just gonna repeat what you've been saying for the first 3. Respectfully, no diss to y'all, just speaking on the talking points. It's insane. Not to mention the fact, everybody seems to want to focus specifically on the hate. Oh, I see the hate tweets. I see the hate. I see the hate. Have y'all forgotten how many new fans Kendrick Lamar got over the course of the last 2 to 3 years? There's people who literally said, and they say it all the time, I had stopped listening to hip hop, but I listen to some Kendrick Lamar. He's my GOAT now. Do I always respect those opinions? Not necessarily, because where you been? But at the same time, that is a symptom of what came with it. So as much as we could talk about the amount of hate, we also have to take into account the amount of people who are new fans, people who weren't as familiar with Kendrick Lamar But it was something about that performance at the Super Bowl. It was something about that song, Not Like Us. It was something about the energy that was surrounding him for the last couple of years that they gravitated to and have become super fans. And now they buying fucking vinyl. They buying this. They going back and buying the old discography. Remember how long fucking Good Kid, Mad City been sitting on the chart? Since it came out in 2012? Or was it 13? 2012, right? We always talk about what we see on social media, but we never want to take into account how many real world people was locked in with this dude. So you don't think these people are waiting on new music? You think only the fucking haters are waiting on new music? That's not how this thing works, man. We just gotta be a little bit more careful with the things we casually spew on these mics. And I said we, okay? Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'll never politic and the drama be piling on. Father and greats unacknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built. I had to